This is Spoken by Elswith, a Femdom Hypnosis podcast, Season 4. So, hello again. Today's free session is the Claim Your Submissive Role with Deep Repetition. But first, let's go ahead and dig into the inbox. Now, Kay sent me a YouTube video on how to hypnotize a chicken. Well, I had chickens once upon a time, but I've never tried it. Maybe because I've never had a plaything that wanted to toy around with being a chicken. Puppies, furniture, maids, no chickens. And I think I'm actually grateful for that because I don't know what I would do with a chicken. I know what to do with a maid. So are there any featheries among my dear listeners? What else do you get up to? Crowing at dawn, which I know, because I used to own chickens, is not always true. Those little beasties will crow whenever the mood strikes them. And it does not have to be daylight either. What else is there? Scratching in the dirt for worms. Eagerly awaiting a good old-fashioned plucking. CJ gave me a glowing, detailed assessment of the recent wax play session. I'm taking down suggestions for other sensation play avenues that we can wander down. We have some spanking, some chastity, some bondage, but maybe there's something else that you desperately need me to tickle your brain with. Let me know, please, and ask politely. Imagine it's one of those little 2 a.m. admissions that horny guys make when they can't sleep. But you can do it at 2 p.m. Now, P lamented that I didn't do anything special for Anal Sex Day. Well, nothing special with the podcast, right? That was April 18th. And honestly, I have been pretty wrapped up in a bunch of other things, and I didn't have time. But I am hoping that you were able to get something out of the mirror training session that you got from the shop. That's a good one for an April 18th Anal Sex Day, right? I'll go through my library and I will put some related sessions on sale until next week. And I'll be careful to add that National Pegging Day to my June calendar, so I don't miss it with all of you. So as I mentioned, today's free session is Claim Your Submissive Role with Deep Repetition. As you know, only those sessions tame enough for YouTube and the podcast make it on here. The other stuff, the spicier stuff, is always on the website. So the inspiration behind today's free session is mostly about the inspiration to create this collection of sessions that are very similar in their format. Now, each of these repetition sessions, it follows a very simple pattern. You'll begin with a statement of intent, something that you want and crave. You'll move on to describe how you'll achieve that goal. Now, this is sounding very serious for something that's mostly about naughty, sexy, fun stuff, right? It's not about how to finish that 5K, but if you do need that, then let me know, because I do like to support you in these things. So, that statement of intent, and then you move on, describe how you'll achieve that goal, and you'll wrap up by affirming that goal. For each step, I will speak the phrase that I want you to say, and you'll repeat it. At the end of this podcast episode, you'll hear the submissive session. That is the simplest one of all, and so I felt like it's perfect to put out there for everybody. I am going to tell you a bit about the masochism session that is going to be over. That's going to be over on the website because it's not going to make it on YouTube and the podcast. First comes the statement of intent. So, I experience intimacy by trusting someone with my body. That gets repeated along, and it should be pretty easy to say, because trusting someone with your body should be much easier than trusting someone with your mind. The second part of that masochism session is, well, it starts with I need the ecstasy of, and then goes into a few descriptions of how you can experience masochism, okay? Now, it's all fun to say, it's also fun to think about. And actually, I saw a silly little meme last week sometime that said, guys, please stop sending ladies dick pics. Send them audio of you moaning instead. And I can support that. I love the noises you can make, especially when I'm doing something mean with my fingernails. So you'll admit what you like to feel when I want to be mean. We're not going to call it mean, right? Just sadistic. That's okay. We don't kink shame here. And you will go over and do that a multitude of times. And so the last statement in each deep repetition session is that manifestation of your desire. And in the interest of keeping spoilers, I'm keeping quiet on how the masochism session ends. If you must know, you're gonna have to pick it up in the shop. It's available to instantly download in an anonymous way, so nobody else needs to know. Now, like all of the sessions, you make that statement at the end just once before looping back to the start. Why once? Well, because it gives it an air of finality, right? Now, each session, it includes a 5-minute and a 30-minute version available to you. They're both in there together. There are 5 sessions coming up today: submission, surrender, feminine, masochism, and edging. The feminine session is a positive, affirming one, but there are plans for the bimbo and sissification coming out. They're recorded, they just haven't been edited yet, so just keep checking that space if that's something that you want. I promise you're not going to be waiting forever. Now, these kind of files, they're part of an ongoing effort to include more short, repeatable sessions in the shop. They go alongside things like the affirmation files and the press play sessions. And the best thing about these deep repetition sessions, they all have the same music. So if you have 2 or 3 that you like to get, you can go ahead and just loop them in together, play them all night long, whatever works for you. And they do seamlessly go together. Okay, enough of all of that. It is now time to get yourself ready so you can experience the 5-minute version of the deep repetition, claim your submissive role. Find a spot where you are unlikely to get interrupted, and take some time just to do that deep breathing. Breathing in deep, exhaling fully, and also scanning your body, seeing if you can relax your shoulders, maybe open your hands, wiggle your toes. Just take the next bit of listening to the music to continue on with that. Breathing in deep, breathing out, and checking your comfort and your relaxation. You crave the simplicity that comes from truly understanding our positions. Knowing that I will always see you as below me. Knowing that I will always guide you. Tell me that you understand this natural order. I want to be submissive. 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 I need 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 to be submissive. I am submissive. I want to be 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 submissive. I need 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 to be submissive. I am submissive. I want to be 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 submissive. I need 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 to be submissive. I am submissive. I know that you enjoyed that, and I know how you are about always wanting a bit more. If you'd like to have the 5-minute one without any of the podcast intro, or have the full 30-minute session, go ahead over to spokenbyelswith.com and you can instantly download that, or one of the other topics that I mentioned earlier.